Hey guys, welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles! Resolve. In the last episode, we paid a visit to Lord Strongheart and the defendant, Professor Hairbrain. And we received a card from him, from Professor Hairbrain, and now we decided to go to the site of the murder or accident, we still don't know. And we are here to investigate, so let's just do that. It's the 23rd October, the Great Exhibition Grounds, foot of the Crystal Tower. Oh, little doggy. I had no idea there were so many people in the world. I know what you mean. It's really packed here today. It feels as though it's taken us 2 hours just to make our way through the crowds to this point. Has it? I shut my brain down so I didn't really notice, to be honest. Gosh, I do wish I had our absence of mind sometimes, Sorry. I do wish I had your absence of mind sometimes, Mr. Naruhodo. There you are! I had a feeling you lot would show your marks before long. Ah, okay. Oh, Inspector Gregson, I see you're hard at work as usual. Warm greetings to you. I do hope you've been keeping well since last we met. What's with all the ceremony? We just saw each other in court for this morning. Not you, Sunshine. The gentlewoman so loyally at your side. Oh. Why, thank you, Inspector. How good of you to notice. He might be a bit rough around the edges, but he's still a proper English gentleman at heart, I suppose. As you've probably guessed, we were hoping to investigate the scene some more. Right, well, that's the young trainee's domain. Oi, get over here, Gina! But she's playing with a dog so peacefully. She seems to be busy playing with a puppy, probably giving it a traditional East End training. Gina? She's a police officer now? Amazing, isn't it? She's a good kid, actually. Heart's in the right place. Anyway, she's got the detection bug, if you ask me. Yep, I think she'll follow in my footsteps nicely. What do you mean? I'm being transferred. It's time for me to say toodle-too to London. Oh no, really? That's a bit sudden, isn't it? I had no idea. Where are you going to be posted then? Well, we'll come to see how you're getting along. Haha, not likely, but you're welcome to try. If you don't mind a trip to France, that is. To France? I'll be working in the Paris Police Prefecture. Should be right up my alley. But France, it's an entirely different country. I don't understand. Why would you be sent there? That's the way the adult world works, Sunshine. Don't go poking your nose in where it's not wanted. I'm intending to take the kid with me when I go. What? You're taking Gina to Paris? Well, I can't leave her here in London. Who knows what become of her? I suppose he's worried she'd slip back into slipping her hands into people's pockets and purses. I don't think he's worried about her pickpocketing, Mr. Naruhodo. I think he's worried about the Reaper. Oh, of course. Though that's playing on Inspector Gregson's minds too, is it? Anyway, I haven't mentioned any of this to Gina, so don't go blabbing, you hear me? No, of course not. I've got to keep that diving diva safe and sound. Until all this is over, at least. Oi! Did you just call me Blue and Diving Diva again? So you heard that, did ya? Right, well. Any questions about the scene, you can put them to my capable detective diva here. Alright, you heard the boss. Inspector Lestrade's in charge here now. I suppose I'd better keep my word and not mention anything about Paris. So, Gina, you've got a new dog, have you? Oh, he's cute. Isn't he great? Toby's is his name. Oh, how delightful. He's absolutely adorable. Yes, the dog does seem lovely. But it's not so lovely Inspector Gregson that's playing on my mind, to be honest. Well, time to converse. No, of course it's not, because we have to check things out. So we're gonna start here.
Here's the scorching on the ground that you mentioned.
Yes, and there's what left of the green balloon's envelope. All clear evidence of the balloon that exploded on the day of the incident.
Poor Professor Hairbrain. I do feel sorry for him that his dreams have been shattered like this.
Someone's well and truly burst his bubble, as it were. Ha ha ha! Ouch, I'm a bad person. No, it was funny. It was indeed funny. Okay, I'm not gonna click here because I learned my lesson from the last time I tried that. Let's have a look at the glass tower then.
Oh, the crystal tower. I can't believe I'm seeing it in such close proximity with my own eyes.
You've really been looking forward to the great exhibition, haven't you, Mr. Sato?
Oh yes, when I found out that I had to return to Japan, I'm afraid I cursed my luck.
But here you are, back in London, gazing up at the magnificent tower.
I know. Perhaps I was wrong to curse my luck so harshly.
Oh, we're just glad you're back. We're just very glad you're back. So let's have a look at the balloons.
Oh look, a flying balloon! I've never seen one in the flesh before.
I can't understand how they can fly, and so high up as well.
Oh, but think of the view, Mr. Naruto. You must be able to see for miles and miles.
I do think of it, and it terrifies me. I mean, it would be certain death if you fell out.
I'm sure they're perfectly safe. After all, they've been invented by some of the brightest minds in the world.
Let's not forget that we know at least one has exploded.
I'm sure there are other ways to fly.
Okay. Alright, so what about this scene here?
What a shame that the symbolic landmark of the Great Exhibition has been damaged like that.
Yes, unfortunately, the birdcage crashed in the most prominent position possible. It's the gods giving us a warning, if you ask me. Man must travel under his own steam and not cut corners with instantaneous kinesis.
But imagine what might have happened if the birdcage had landed in a slightly different location. The death toll could have been far worse. So I think perhaps it was a blessing in disguise.
Well, the gods are benevolent, obviously. I did say it was just a warning. Man must travel under his own steam, or next time birdcages will rain down on all of you.
Your faith is much stronger than I realized.
Well, how do you think I passed the entrance exam for Yume University? It wasn't by studying alone. Alright, so we checked everything here. Didn't we? Yes, we did. We checked everything. So it's time to converse with the Gina, investigating the scene. Gina, we were actually hoping that we could investigate the scene again.
Yeah, alright. If it's around here, you can do what you like.
Oh, that's alright, is it?
I'm gonna play with my new friend here.
Ah, yes, Toby.
Woof. The machine that exploded must be at the top of those stairs, I presume. I haven't actually seen it yet, so if you don't mind. Sorry, you can't go up there, Suze. Oh. It's like I told Otto yesterday, even I ain't allowed near that rack. What's it called again? The reason we ain't supposed to touch it, the Special
Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act? Is that what you were thinking of?
That's the one. That's why only them lot are allowed to investigate it. What are they called again? The forensic something?
The Forensic Investigation Team? Is that what you were thinking of?
That's the one, yeah.
But
isn't it the case that the special dispensation has been lifted? I think so. I don't really get it, to be truthful with you. You're still supposed to get permission from some bigwig or other, as far as I know. What was his name again? Lord Strange something. I'm not sure that's quite right, Gina. I think you mean Lord Strongheart, perhaps. That's the one, yeah. Apparently he's always watching the time for the time or something. Actually, we've just recently been to see Lord Strongheart. You what? You've met him? Last time the boss was called to go and see him, he waited for 3 hours at the Cove's office and came back sniveling.
Tragic.
Well, Lord Strongheart has given us permission to examine the scene as long as we touch nothing. Oh yeah?
Honestly.
Alright then, go ahead. But if it turns out you're lying, it'll be the boss who gets it. He'll never eat any of the other chips again in his life. So, you're still saying all this about board, are you? I'm sure everything will be fine.
What really would be tragic.
Alright then, them's the stairs. Off you go. Oh, thank you, Gina.
Alright, so let's talk about today's trial with her then.
It was great, wasn't it? I had a right laugh. It was a new one on me, that. You know, being in court and all spending the whole time worrying about to be found out. You did keep an awful lot of secrets in all your previous court appearances, didn't you? Yeah, and others made things hard for me every single time and all.
Just doing my job, Gina.
But watching someone else getting in the neck is a lot of fun, actually. It was amazing when you showed that dodgy professor's dodgy experiment was a total fix. The dodgy professor, as you put it, Gina, is Mr. Naruhodo's client.
Yes, I'm starting to wish he wasn't, though.
It's the boss I feel sorry for. Sent off to do the impossible. What do you mean? He's supposed to arrest the other cove, ain't he? And in time for tomorrow and all. You know, the dodgy engineer. What's his name again?
Mr. Drabber, you mean? Enoch Drabber.
That's the one, yeah.
So the police are looking for this mysterious man with a black monocle. I guess they would be.
It's putting too much on the boss, if you ask me. He says it's giving him gut egg. Oh dear, but I do wonder if that isn't actually from all the fried food. The fried food. Great.
Alright, so let's talk about the engineer's whereabouts. So Scotland Yard are trying to track down Mr. Enoch Drabber. I wonder if they've had any luck.
He's really funny looking. Got 2 eyes what don't large. Stole a glimpse of a picture of him earlier. I mean, I didn't actually pinch it or nothing. The old devil's got it.
Sorry, who?
You know, that Skull and Reaper what's always glugging down glasses or the blood red plonk. Oh, Lord von Ziegs. He's always at it in for me, that cove. Don't know what he's always schooling about mine. Probably wouldn't be a pretty good boss as it goes.
She'd rather be the Reaper's apprentice than a detective's trainee. The way I see it, if the choice is between a chip-guzzling detective and a chalice-glugging demigod, you're equally badly off with both.
I suppose you're right. I hadn't thought of it like that.
I'm glad we've put that one to bed.
Anyway, the point is, everyone at the yard's dead set on finding the fishy engineer. But there don't seem to be no clues to go on, so they're stuck.
There's nothing that can lead us to Drabber at all? Let's talk about Toby the dog, for sure. Where did you find that little mutt then, Gina?
Oi, don't be so flaming rude, Otto.
Slight overreaction, don't you think?
He ain't no mutt, alright. Toby's, how did they put it? Oh yeah, a bona fide detective.
Sorry?
I've given him a proper title and everything. It's Chief Inspector Toby to you.
More senior than Inspector Gregson, is he?
Oh, so he's a police dog, is he?
The police recruit dogs now?
I've heard that they've already been used officially in Germany as part of their city policing. They're used for chasing criminals and such like. They have a wonderful sense of smell after all.
I have a fairly good sense of smell myself, as it happens. I can tell undergarments that have been freshly laundered from undergarments that haven't.
Huh, that's nothing compared to this little fella, Otto.
Oh, really?
According to what the boss said, once Toby ears got a good word for you drawers, he could chase that scent to the other side of the world.
What? To the other side of the world? You mean he can't swim?
Mr. Naruto, I think you may have missed the point by a rather wide margin.
I just can't believe this little dog has such an incredible skill.
I'm telling you, Otto, there's gonna be more and more dogs that are doing their bit for the police in future. Yes, I agree. Right, one of these days, they'll be barking orders at us lot, not the other way around. Oh dear, sorry Gina, I don't think I agree with your vision quite that much. Well, anyway, whatever you think about that, Toby is Britain's first police dog. I found him down the East End the other day. Someone had just chucked him out on the street.
There you go. I knew she'd lifted him from somewhere.
Oh, Gina, you're such a kind-hearted soul, aren't you? To children and to animals.
Well, if this is not a hint to present her this. But we're gonna have to go through everything first. This armor is proof. Okay, we had that already in a former discussion with her, so we're gonna skip across that.
There were a bunch of reporters at the trial today, huh? One of them got sketch of me in witness stand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I look pretty good, right? And that testimony was spot on.
I'm not sure that spot on is quite the right description.
And look, it wasn't a special edition and all. I bought a copy.
Oh,
that's a lovely picture of you, Gina.
But I thought you couldn't read.
What you take me for? I'm cramming every day.
Ah, I see.
I started at A, and I've already got all the way to E.
It could be a long journey for you. Okay, cool little conversation. What about the crossbow? Gina, would you look at that? Nope. Okay, that's fine then. What about the piece of green cloth? No, nothing here either. Okay. What about the experiment sketch? Do you have something to say to that? No, you don't, of course, because yeah, you have trouble reading. Photograph of the victim, which is a little gruesome, but she can take it. She's a detective. What about the autopsy report? Any news on that from you? No, nothing either. And the screwdriver, maybe? Nothing here either. Okay. So, what about the photograph of the balloon? Gina, have a look at this photograph.
It's amazing looking down on everything from up there. I love our places, me.
Really, if I'm honest, I can't stand looking down at the ground when I'm high up. I always have to look up.
Shame, I wanted to show you what it's like, but there ain't no point now.
Why not?
If all you're gonna do is look up the sky, I ain't gonna be able to look down on you. With ya. Sorry. I mean, I don't look down on you or nothing. If you don't want to do it, it's your choice.
I don't think I'd ever go up in a balloon, to be honest. Not in my whole life. But now, I'm starting to think I might like to. Okay. So, let's show her Draba's card. About this, Gina.
Yeah, I'm still learning me letters at the moment. I only know A to E, so if it ain't too much to bleed in trouble. Actually, Gina, it's the back of the card that's important. Oh, come. There's just a dirty old smudge on the back, that's all. It turns out that this is very high quality French machine oil. It is a very particular scent, apparently. You don't say. Let's have a whiff then. You sure? I don't smell nothing.
No, we didn't mean that you should smell it.
Oh, right. You mean Toby?
Woof! His sense of smell is so good he can track people over the oceans, can't he?
Professor Habrain informs us that this oil is unique to Mr. Draba's workshop.
I think he's picked up a scent.
So I mean, if it follows the scent of this oil, Toby could lead us to that dodgy Cub's workshop. That's right. That's exactly what we were hoping. Alright then, we'll give it a go. I'll just borrow that.
Well, wait, when did you... Once a pickpocket?
If I can lead everyone to the Draba's workshop, I'll be the boss's boss before next week. Oh yes, Gina. I'm sure you'll be promoted.
Poor Gregson.
Right then, Adol, leave it to me.
Sorry?
We're gonna get going after that dodgy engineer cop right this minute. Oh, but hang on, someone's supposed to be on guard duty here all the time.
I'm afraid we can't help. We need to get on with our investigation as well, Gina.
Oh, right. Oh well, never mind. It ain't gonna be me what gets in the neck. It'll be the boss.
Poor Gregson again.
Ready, Toby? Get the old Saint Abya. Come on then, boy. See you later. I do hope the scent of that oil leads them to that swindler's workshop.
Yes, I hope so too. I'd leave before the dog swims across the channel to France. Alright, so time to examine and go up here. We still have some time. These stairs lead up to the experimentation stage. Let's go and see what we can find out. We still have some time. If we are quick, we might actually not reach the half-hour mark too much. So let's just get into it. 23rd October, the Great Exhibition Grounds experimentation stage.
Oh my, so this is the machine. That was used to deceive people into thinking instantaneous kinesis had taken place.
Yes, that's right. Or rather, it was the machine. It's a little worse for wear at the moment.
What extraordinary lengths Professor Harebrain went to in order to obtain the research grant.
That sentence. I messed that sentence up. Sorry. No. The professor was strict as well. He didn't know anything about it.
Yes, of course. It is amazing, though, isn't it? The scale of the whole affair is so very British.
You're right about that. You'd never see such grand deception in Japan, that's for sure.
Oh, look, is that...
Aha! Look who is there! Lord
Van Zieks.
So, I think we're more or less done here, aren't we? Shall we, Miss Susato?
Already?
He is the Reaper, remember? We do well to keep our distance, I think.
But we have permission to be here, from the top. We're perfectly well allowed to investigate this machine, as long as we don't touch anything.
From the top? Do you mean Lord Strongheart?
Exactly. So we can stay here and stare at this wreckage for as long as we like.
She could have been at the center of the explosion here, and it wouldn't have been her steel will. It wouldn't have bent her steel will. Alright, so time to investigate. We still have some time, so we are going to investigate. We could talk to Varrock, but we're gonna do that in the next part, I feel, because we have little time left. This wasn't here yesterday.
Really? But if I'm not mistaken, it's the cage in which the victim was standing before he was apparently beamed through the air.
That's right, the birdcage. According to what Professor Harebrain said in court, it's made of wood.
Or more precisely, Japanese cypress, I think. And despite having been an explosion and then falling from a great height, is relatively unharmed. What wonderfully durable construction, wouldn't you say, Mr. Naruto?
I'd understood that the forensic investigation team had taken it away yesterday to examine it. I suppose they must have brought it back here when they'd finished their work.
But sadly, not with the body inside it.
No, that's right. I know we were given strict instructions not to touch anything, but still, this is too important a piece of evidence to overlook. We might need it for the trial. The birdcage from the machine has been entered into the court record. Wooden birdcage, the wooden cage that was used for Professor Harebrain's experiment. This cage with the victim inside crashed down into the crystal tower. Does that mean that we can check it out in the court record? We indeed can. That's amazing. Okay, let's have a look here then. Ah, look here, Mr. Sato.
Oh yes, it was cracked and broken a little. I suppose because it fell from such height.
Yes, from the height at which the balloon was flying down into the crystal tower below. A fall about 30 feet, or 9 meters.
Leaving the man inside tragically dead.
The details of the wooden birdcage have been updated. It crashed down with the victim inside in the crystal tower, causing damage to its base. Is there anything else we can check out? Okay, so this is where it kind of crashed. Nothing else though, it seems. Or is there? No, that's it. It seems. I don't see anything of interest that's left. Nope. Nope. Okay. Okay. Let's keep on investigating. We don't have that much time, unfortunately. So what about this? This is the... Oh, okay, the cage.
What a terrible explosion it must have been. Even the steel girders have buckled and twisted into the bars.
And what they call the birdcage was right in the middle of it all, just here.
But look, Mr. Naruto, the metal grill on the floor. Looks as though it's designed to open.
It does, doesn't it? If the floor had opened at the precise moment the explosion occurred, the birdcage could have dropped through and disappeared from sight.
I don't think there's any doubt that this was a very elaborate hoax, is there?
Aha, interesting. Quite interesting indeed. Okay, let's have a look afar.
Oh, isn't it exhilarating? All this different architecture from all corners of the world.
It does make you feel a bit like an explorer, doesn't it? I know it's all subjective, but the onion-shaped roofs have rather caught my attention personally.
It is very subjective, isn't it?
Japanese buildings with their wood and paper construction have excellent ventilation, and I've realized that British buildings being made from brick and stone are very strong and long-lasting. The more you know about how things are done in other countries, the more you understand your own, I feel.
Oh yes, I do agree with you there.
But I can't help wondering what an onion does for the roof of a building. I mean, I suppose it's playing on my mind because I don't like the taste of onions.
You really ought to let your taste in vegetables dictate your taste in roofs, Mr. Naruto.
Okay, sure. Let's have a look at the wheel.
I hear that ride on the Ferris wheel is a favorite romantic outing among young London couples.
I think the romance would be slightly spoiled by the abject terror personally, but then I'm not a Londoner.
Are you a little scared of heights, Mr. Naruto?
It's not that I'm scared, not at all. It's just that staying on the ground seems so much safer.
Well, perhaps I shall have to ask Iris and Mr. Schultz to accompany me on it in that case.
Oh, are you coming on to us? Oh, and here you are. When you put it like that, part of me does want to give it a try. Oh, that's sweet.
Oh dear, it is complicated for you, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, it is complicated as it seems. We're not gonna talk to Barak for the time being. Alright, so let's have a look up here. At this contraption here, this megaphone-like thing. Look at the horn-shaped transmitting device. Isn't it amazing? Oh, sorry. That's exactly what I thought when I first saw it.
It makes you think, doesn't it? If only it had just been a normal horn, none of this would have happened.
That's almost exactly what I thought as well. I bet I can predict what you're going to say next in that case. You're about to say, nothing ever goes to plan, aren't you?
Oh no, I would never say something like that.
Okay, so nothing in particular about this, but we can check out the balloons. However much I look at them, I just can't come to terms with those Temari handballs floating in the sky.
You've been glaring at them constantly since we came up here.
Sorry, the feelings of wanting to ride in one and wanting never to set foot in one are fighting it out inside me.
But if you don't look where you're walking, you might fall from the stage.
I don't think I'd notice. That's how fiercely the battle inside me is raging.
I think you should make peace with the riding in one, Mr. Naruto. It really would be much safer that way.
Well, if you say so. Okay, so we are done here. What if we talk now to him? Least approachable man in the world winner, 10 years in a row.
Be strong, Mr. Naruto. Your country and your assistants stand firm behind you.
Lord Van Zeeks?
What?
Well, Beautiful weather we're having, isn't it?
I thought I was making it quite clear that I didn't want to be disturbed. Apparently you Nipponese are unequipped to read the signs.
Oh, I read them.
So, what are you doing here? Entry to this area is prohibited.
Well, the thing is...
Lord Chief Justice Strongheart granted us permission to investigate, on the condition that we didn't disturb anything.
And yet you've managed to disturb me. Never mind. State your business then.
Come to think of it, there are quite a few things I'd like to ask Lord Von Zieks about. Not least of which is that awful case, even though it's nothing to do with this.
Ask away, Mr. Naruto. You won't know unless you try.
Well, we do have quite some dialogue to go through, and that is why I have to leave you here, guys. I'm really sorry. But if you want to know what his brother Clint is all about and what he knows about Enoch Drebber, you'll have to tune in next time for the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. See you there.